Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I'm outside today. I just have some updates for you and some notes about the past few days. And I pulled a few cards to wrap up what I've told you today. Starting today, well, today is April 21st, 2018. It is the 21st, which is the world, and it adds up to the King of Cups today, which is 37. So it's all about bringing the wounds that we dealt with yesterday, because yesterday was Judgment Day with the Nine of Wands, which is all about clearing your wounds. So it's bringing that into unconditional love out into the world. Over the past few days, the energies I received were starting with the High 8. So it's a code that I received to seek crystals where the river runs dry. So take that as it comes to you. To follow the yellow brick road. Be strong in the middle of duplicity and jealousy in order to end the pain. The Dark Mother releases her son and sends love. And actually, when I wrote, I got love rain on me, but I also got love pain on me. So allow the pain to go through you. For the Divine Masculine, he's stepping up to the plate, and he is talking to karmics about his Divine Feminine Twin Flame. The song came up, I am the man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the man that you're dreaming of. And also the Divine Masculine coming up, enjoying his fatherhood and ending projects that have been like beating a dead horse. Also, for the Divine Feminine, when her masculine man or child has a tantrum, the Divine Feminine has learned how to stand her ground. Archangel Metatron is pushing the Divine Masculines along, especially in the Divine Masculine starting to stand up for his Divine Feminine. And there's also been, in some cases, non-disclosure agreements where the Divine Masculine wasn't able to speak about what he was going through, that he'll be released from soon. And this is not all cases, just some. There are karmic breakthroughs. I also got that the Divine Masculine is not performing his quote-unquote kingly duties. That's exactly what I got. And also that they have been afraid that the fantasy they were feeling wasn't real. So that, they were afraid to come forward in that. And also there's shyness involved as well. Worried to express their feelings and how to do that without being judged. The full moon is really pushing him forward. We are in some very major energies right now for both full moons, this full moon and next month. Releasing pain addictions. The Divine Masculine is doing more researching and opening up to God, Source, Love, the Prime Creator, and ideas of marriage and how he sees marriage. He's also been deliberating sex with karmic or other options while he's waiting to come into union with his Divine Feminine. And also needing to clear the baby, being the baby mentality, always getting their way. And that could be for the karmic or the Divine Masculine or the Divine Feminine. There was a meditation I had that was very significant the night of the 16th. I saw a man kissing me. I saw my face, and I just saw the man's lips kissing my lips. And as the man pulled away, I saw Jesus. And then I saw a huge gift. So it was like a little tease showing you, Divine Feminines, that there's a gift waiting for you. But then the person who was holding the gift would run away, like they were teasing us with it. The Divine Masculine's also starting to understand more because they're starting to research about this stuff, about energy stealing. The Divine Masculine may feel stabbed in the back and now stabbed in the front in the past few days. He may also be suddenly feeling love. and looking back at control issues at work and his self-sabotage, realizing that his karmic was draining him and pretending to comfort him in order to sustain passion and stability, but keeping her distance. A lot of the divine masculines may have felt like she goes around and does whatever she wants while he's responsible for everything. Also, again, I said this before, coming up was, and this was a couple days ago, that a mother and two sisters using crystals at the full moon to harvest divine feminine sexual energy. And it had to do with sexual torture. And also I saw two people watch. So of course that's not going to apply to everyone, but it may to someone. So I wanted to bring it up again. I also got the quote, "The wicked witch is dead, no more pain and torture." Some may actually have been released from prison. And I also saw someone's stomach being pumped because of detoxing or alcohol abuse. And someone may be in detox or rehab. And going on a treasure hunt again came up. Going on a treasure hunt, X marks the spot, 3 lines down and a question mark. Okay, and also popcorn trail, to leave a trail behind you. Okay, so it's basically your divine masculine leaving you clues. So when you learn the clues of how you come into union, you're to pass them along to the others who are newer in the process. Divine masculine may be clearing family rituals from past lives, even being hooded in caves. I am getting so much coming through from April 23rd through the full moon and to May 4th, as well as beyond. I was guided to coordinates of latitude and longitude where I was told I might go, which ended up being exactly my soul number and my destiny number, which was really cool. 7 of Cups is always coming up for me now when I'm doing my reads as heaven in their eyes, or 7th heaven. And I also heard, and now the end is near, and so I face my final curtain. Under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all came up again. Death and rebirth experiences are happening. Sudden jealousy propels them forward for forgiveness. This is for the divine masculine. The divine triangle comes up, 3, 6, 9, and then 12 is the higher octave of the cycles 1 through 9. 1 through 3 is the 3D. 4 to 6 is the Rainbow Bridge 4D. In order to get from 1 to 3, which are more self-oriented, you have to go through the Rainbow Bridge 4D from 4, 5, 6 in order to get to 7, 8, 9, which is the 5D, or universal consciousness, oneness. I also heard down by the riverside, so I saw a girl found down by the river. I also saw that the divine masculine's been skipping steps, but not like missing steps, but like a little kid, to the Holy Trinity. And we've also been speeding things up, so I had gotten skipping steps before to do 2 at a time instead of 1. A lot of spine pain has been coming through, and also got baby needs attention. And most important, I feel, that I got, and this is something that came up for me 2 years ago, with charmed induced attention comes great responsibility. I also heard these are a few of my favorite things. When the dog barks and the bee stings and I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. So it's reminding you to, you know, have a few things that you love. And actually after that, what came up was ground 5 things you love. So you always have things to think about, you know, when you get to that place to bring you right out. But it also said to ground 5 things you love, and for every 5 things you want to keep, dump 7 things. I also saw, instead of carpe diem, it said carpe nu or carpe now. So seize the new, seize the day. And it also said patterns and styles you'll love. So if you seize the new, these are new patterns. They're good patterns instead of bad patterns. Then I got the 8 of Wands and the Sun, having to do with full exposure, expressing yourself fully. And even if you need to hold hold people hostage. Like if you're with your twin, don't walk away. Work it out. Hold them hostage until they find peace of mind, like a jury deliberation. Let go of childish words, texts and emails, responses and things like that, etc. In other words, grow up. We all need to get over what others have done to us. Divine Feminine is focused on jealousy right now, Divine Masculine, control issues, but remember we all have Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine within us, so they apply to all of us. And then 2 hearts that beat as one. 3 nights from the 22nd came up, which would land us from the, that came up, that was on the 19th, so that comes up to the 22nd or 23rd, something significant, which is the 23rd is I'm getting at the start of this coming together. So the huge coming together. I got a monster calls, which was in reference to forgiving yourself. Forgiveness is very important right now, especially to forgive yourself. And if you haven't seen a Monster Calls, watch it. It's a pretty cool movie. I heard the song Someday Love Will Find You and Break the Chains That Bind You, for those of you who are familiar. And that's a great song too. And then on the yesterday, so much was Master the Shadow, because that was Judgment Day and the 9 of Wands, all about clearing your wounds. Attention and success is good, but dumping out the heaven in their eyes also breeds contempt. 2 bulls in a china shop, and no man left behind. We need to bring all these ideologies together. Also yesterday, I was guided to send my son a message, and, a message of love, just, wishing all his dreams come true. The Holy Mother sends son love, so that was a template that was coming up as well. Releasing the Dark Mother energy, and the Mother now allowing the Divine Masculine to love who he wants and not try to control him anymore. Actually, when I dropped my son that email, he said, I'll see you in 2 weeks. And 2 weeks would be right around the time of the full moon. Divine Masculine wants to rescue the Divine Feminine, so allow. If your Divine Masculine comes in that way, allow. Be patient and kind. Don't try to tell your whole story. Just allow. They're going to need your comfort and no judgment. So there'll be time for everything, but just allow the process to happen naturally. Between, again, like I said, April 23rd to May 4th is our major energies for bringing in unions. This full moon is the 30th, I believe, and the next month is maybe May 29th, around there. Sustain the 4D rainbow bridge in order to sustain a solid connection with your Divine Masculine or Feminine. The karmic may still be using crystals or spells, etc. to get him back. Of course, this doesn't apply to all of them, but it does to some. But he is holding strong. Ground your soul families in the meantime. The past no longer exists. Peace treaties were coming up. The Great Wall, to break down the Great Wall. Peace treaty. Stay centered in love. Source, Prime Creator, God. Spiritual discipline is not the same as 3D discipline. It is kind. High noon came up. Conflict and putting out fires. Peace and rebirth. You will be tested in speaking your truth to other men and women who approach you. The Divine Masculine may be numb. He must go through God, Source, Love, whatever you want to call it, to get to the other side. Think and feel big. There also may be dissension amongst the troops. The Divine Masculine needs to focus on financial discipline. It's very important. There may be children moving or needing transportation. Charlie's Angels also came up. If there's the slightest bit of light, it must be followed. Help your friends and family. I never said it would be a bed of roses came up. I never promised you a rose garden. The Divine Masculine releases pain. The Divine Feminine is able to see the layers underneath the pain. Stop to smell the roses. You're coming to the end of the journey. Stop to smell the roses. God's impatient, releasing a ton of water and with Metatron's help. So that could be in releasing emotions and purging, as well as it could be flooding. It could be a tidal wave, we don't know. But I was definitely getting a ton of water being released. Help those who refuse to see by standing your ground. Get over yourselves. We need to all get over ourselves, especially as the karmics approach. Be brave. This is today. Today, again, is the King of Cups and the world. It's about taking unconditional love out into the world and putting it into practice. Be brave. The Fawns came up. Remember, he's never wrong. He can't say that word. Okay, so let go of being right. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And this all has to do with justice as well. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Be brave. 7 Ascension. Sage of Flames came up. It's about the Divine Feminines coming together to do this for mission, to spread unconditional love. The Emperor and the Moon, the full moon this week, this month is in Scorpio at the end of the month, and then next month in May it's the Sagittarius full moon. Others in this time will seek your assistance. Fight for love by freeing yourself. You are always justified in being you. Pent-up emotions are released. As the Emperor integrates pain, or the Divine Masculine, unions will come together. Take a leap of faith and go through the judgment. Be the judge and the judged. Be uncomfortable and transmute, transcend, and clear those energies. Clear alcohol and other codependencies, food, sex, fame, whatever it is, the heaven in their eyes. The angry men may retaliate. Full moon karmic competition may come up. Magician embodiment is standing up for yourself always. All addictions are addictions to pain. Transmute, transcend, and clear. The Divine Masculine breaks patterns to come forward in peace, love, joy, and kindness. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help us God. I also pulled some cards to round out what I've just told you. The first card that came up is the Four of Pentacles. And this guy doesn't have a very nice look on his face, but that's all about grounding. Ground, ground, ground. Go put your feet in the soil like mine are right now. I'm sitting in my backyard, and actually we're looking at my nice newly painted deck, and it looks like we're looking at a portal straight ahead, aren't we? So remember to ground. And you need to let go of any anger that's coming up, okay? And grounding is very helpful with that. People are bringing up a lot of salt baths and salt showers. I do have a mix. I always use organic coffee grounds with sea salt. I use Himalayan sea salt with olive oil, organic olive oil, and also I put rose petals in there. And I use that in the shower if you're not into taking baths. So we have to ground, and it also has to do with financial discipline right now. To save your money. Don't be in lack, but just be practical right now. Okay? It's about being reasonable with your money. But the Divine Masculine needs to be in financial discipline at the moment. The second card that came up is the Five of Wands. So again, like I said, there's going to be conflict and competition. But it's nothing to fear. It's about testing you and staying at 0 point. To stay balanced and not react to things, and knowing you're good just as you are. If things come up, it's fine. Allow it to come up, go away, integrate, and then come back. Okay? This is what you're being tested on, your challenge. This is how we clear. This is how we learn to raise our vibration. The third card that came up was the Knight of Wands. So it's about the Divine Masculine running around, getting everything in order, because there's a lot of unions coming in. He's getting busy cleaning up the mess. That's been coming up a lot the past week too. It's like the Divine Masculine being left with a mess. The karmics may have, I know that actually as a fact, that some of the karmics may have trashed the house, and the Divine Masculine's needing to clean up after that. And there may be just other situations where they need to clean up and get organized. Then after the Knight of Wands, the Judgment card came out. Okay, so everyone's being called to action, to put into practice what you've learned, to allow the judgment and the being judged, because you know now how to deal with it. Okay, allow it to come up for clearing. If it triggers you, allow it. Discuss what you can, and if emotions get heated, you need to step away from the situation to integrate and then come back at another time. We then have the Six of Cups, which is the twins coming together. These are the twin flames, the two children in the garden, the most innocent place of the twins. Okay, the pure heart. You can't go to the 5D without clearing the heart. It's about purity of the heart in order to get to the 5th dimension. Okay, and right now we just need to sustain the 4th dimension. The next card that came out was the Four of Cups. That's all about integration. So once you come together with your twin, you're going to need to integrate. And the bottom of the deck was about the Three of Cups. It's all about coming together now. Okay, that's the Holy Trinity. Enjoy. Thank you all so much for listening, and always your likes, your comments, your shares, and subscribes. Please comment below if you have any questions or if you have anything to add. I always appreciate you guys so much. And have an amazing week. Rise and be loved.